What's up, fellas? This is the Beer League Beauties podcast. This is episode 40. This is sponsored by Gladiator Energy right here. Timmy, if you haven't seen this, this is Gladiator Energy. It's a healthy
Awesome.
energy drink made by Zach Smith. I help him out with it. It's a healthy energy drink, so it's got no sugar, no preservatives, and 0 calories. We got tropical and we got orange here. We'll have to get you on the NIL deal sometime.
Absolutely.
Let's go. So Timmy Lovell, he's an absolute stud. He went to ASU, and he's now just committed to the Michigan Wolverines. Congrats on that, man, and it's a pleasure to have you on here.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me too. So super pumped to be here.
Right on, man. So you're a Mass kid. Um, there's this kid. He's real. He's alive. He's well, and he's living. His name is Thor Griffith. But some people think it's a myth about how good this kid was at hockey. So his name's Thor Griffith. Can you tell us a little bit about this kid in the myth of Thor Griffith?
Yeah, of course. It's a great topic. This kid was Thor Griffith. I just remember him. I used to play against I played. That's a lie. I played one tournament against this kid. Everybody was just there was so much hype on him. It was absurd. This kid just was an absolute workhorse. Had like training going on constantly is what I heard about, and like it like definitely paid off. I played him in a tournament in Marlboro. I want to say I was like had to been like 11 or 12 years old this time. And like I've never seen a kid that age like still today with all the flexes and stuff too really shoot a puck that hard. I actually thought my dad like had a weaker shot at the time. The guy was like 40 at the time, had a weaker shot than this kid. I was like, it was absolutely absurd. How he could rip a puck and fly around the ice. Like it was real. I actually couldn't believe it. And guys who would like compare themselves to the kid at the time, it was just like almost like foolish that uh you would you would even compare yourself like to the kid because he was like already being committed or not committed, I'm sorry, recruited by like Boston College. I'm like, this kid's legit. So yeah, dude, I remember him growing up. It was actually like, watch out, this kid's like the next big thing. Like not even unfortunately for him, he actually chose a different path, which is great for him. I know he plays football, or played football at Harvard, so outstanding accomplishment and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I was like, I don't know, taken away by how good this kid really was at hockey. It was actually scary. And
Yeah.
kids were like, it was like we were like basically babies. It was a joke, like youth hockey. Like I don't. It was insane how good he was. There's still probably in my mind today. There's not one player at like the age level I've seen, and I'm not taking this isn't hurting anybody's feelings, but I think he was probably the best kid I've ever seen at a like an age level. So he was playing like 2 years up, like a year up. It was absurd.
Yeah, he was
So
nasty. He was, let's
it,
just, I mean, I know it's pretty far to say that he might have been, a Connor Bedard, maybe around that level,
yes, oh my God, at
low
that at
key.
that age,
Yeah, he was
at,
good.
at that age, at that age too, like people were like, this kid's the next big thing,
Yeah,
and like and even if you're good at that age too, I know like everybody's parents like, oh yeah, Johnny or Joey so and so, yeah, they're going to the NHL. It's like they're 12 years old, right? So it's like anything can happen, but this kid was like the next big thing, man. It was crazy.
yeah. I mean, I was shocked when he stopped playing hockey. I was like, he was kind of my buddy, so we would do like early mornings with him, and he'd be teaching me how to do a freaking slew foot and shit, and how to do backhand toe drags at 12 years old.
Yeah,
It's awesome. Um, but then here's, some people don't really know a lot about his story, but he actually he was committed to Brown University for wrestling too, and then
that's right.
decommitted.
Yeah, I did hear
Yeah.
that. Yep, I heard that.
Yeah, he's a stud.
Yeah, dude,
Beautiful
he's an
family.
absolute athlete, like ridiculous athlete.
Yeah.
You feel like you picked anything up and would just be outstanding at it. It was a
Yeah.
joke.
He's a stud.
So,
I don't know. Maybe he'll go to the NFL. That'd be crazy.
yeah, it'd be awesome, right?
Yeah. All right, Timmy. So your family owns Lovell Hockey. That's pretty cool. Um, So growing up as a kid, did you use that ice to your advantage? And yeah,
Yeah, no, that's a good question. I mean, I think, I mean, I know like a bunch of people who know me, very spoiled in the sense of, my dad, has this for his business and, basically his job is hockey, right? So he's involved in hockey and he has his own rink now. It's come a long way. I know, like, he started off struggling back in like '02 when he came back from overseas, from playing or whatever. Just started off small groups, in clinics or whatever with Lovell hockey. So it's all like private lessons and stuff like that. Then eventually he would go take his skills group and do work for other people, like the Terriers. They need skills like once a week, or the Kings. Um, After that, then like it just was beginning to grow weekly or whatever. We'd have like they'd rent out ice and lease ice throughout the years, so like Foxborough, Ken Iceplex, like Franklin rink as well. And they would just bounce around, basically leasing rinks out and like running their clinics and stuff like that. Their biggest clinics are probably their summer camps. I think that's what my dad's known for. He does a terrific job at that. I'm not just blowing smoke up his ass. That's Trust me, I don't even want to do that. But no, he's the best, and no, it's phenomenal what level hockey has kind of turned into. Because if it wasn't for level hockey and to the side Boston Advantage, like I wouldn't be where I am today. I wouldn't have the ice time. I was able to get myself to like this position. So
yeah. Wow. I
yeah,
mean, it's pretty cool to see how it's come out. You guys got that awesome new rink. That's crazy. Um,
yeah, no, it is quite something. It's phenomenal. I just got off the ice with my brother, so um yeah, I got some new sticks or whatever. So I want to just test them out with him and shoot some pucks. So yeah, it's definitely a luxury and something that's very special to us. So but again, like with that being said, my dad has worked really hard for it. So it's it's
yeah.
it's great to finally see it all come together and have this for us. So yeah.
Yeah. And so, um, did you grow up playing on the Boston Advantage? Like, was that your whole career, basically?
Yeah, basically, kind of my whole career. So actually, I'll get into it a little bit. I
Yeah.
used to live in Norwood. I moved down here when I was at the end of my fifth grade. But I played like cross ice or whatever it was, way back when I was like probably like 4 or 5. Out of like it was called the Pond back in the day out of Norwood. So played there when I was like really little, and then my dad, again when he was helping skills out for the Terriers, actually, Ken Iceplex, I'd go over there and just like be an alternate, go on the ice and be able to basically do his skills and do the practices. I was like an alternate for some team at the time. It was great. So he had a good gig there, and then eventually he then started his program. I want to say it was my mite minor year. So like first year of mites where it was like offside stuff like that. So yeah, it was kind of awesome because I fit right in and started like I was my group was the first group to play like youth hockey Boston Manage. So at the youngest age at least.
Yeah.
So and then go all the way through. That team actually stuck together, I want to say, for like 13 years. A lot of the kids on it. So yeah, like Ryan Corcoran, Jeffrey Pilara was a day one kid too. Yeah, he was. He started the Terriers, but then came over. So he's like a day one kid too. Um, who else was I gonna say? Van Boutillier, Johnny Hamill, Tony Achille was at ASU with me as well this year. All those kids, and Connor Bradford as well. Those guys are kind of the core group that played for Advantage growing all the way through. So yeah, it's kind of crazy how where it's gone today. So, but yeah, no, I basically played for my dad's organization for I think it was like up until my U18 year, when I was a senior in high school. So you had one more eligibility year for U18, but I left at the half to go play for Chicago Steel. I went up for like 3 weeks or whatever it was. Played with them. Great kids on the team. Everything was great there, except the fact that like Owen Power and you had like Jimmy Dow Jr. Those guys were studs, right? So it's like, if I was going into Boston College next year, I was basically I got to get out of here so I can actually touch the ice sheet a little bit. So I only got like 3 shifts one game or I actually got one shift, one game. But it's fine. I was an affiliate, but I think they thought I was going to take another year with them. So, which wasn't the case. It's all right. But I had to make a move to Des Moines. Went to Des Moines. Unbelievable experience there. Had great group of friends there. Played half the season there. Then COVID hit. So then we went home in the spring. Um, and then I went in the following year to Boston College. So my freshman year at Boston College was quite the experience. Like, listen, like, no offense to Boston College at all. Like, it was it's BC, so I'm not taking any credit away, and they're a powerhouse every year. It was like they're an unbelievable team, but like it didn't really fit my style of play. Like I'm an offensive defenseman who likes to get in the rush and be offensive and make plays and be a huge impact on a team, which is huge and play power play. But I broke my wrist in I think it was preseason, like a little like mock scrimmage actually. And then they had UNH the next following weekend coming up. So I was out until I want to say January. And by the time I came back, I wasn't on any special teams anymore. Because they were number one in the country. And why would you risk, like uh switching up what you had going on for you? Like if it's working, you're gonna stick with what you're doing. So and those guys were all coming back. The whole D corps was coming back the following year. So I was like, you know what, like place is great. But for myself, I need to make a move just so I can ultimately play. So I went over to ASU and Greg Powers was awesome. Gave me a second opportunity to basically showcase myself and go to a spot where I'd be a big piece of the team and help a team win. So I went to ASU, and my 3 years there were phenomenal. And now, senior now, finished up at ASU, and I think I was going to do my senior or my 5th year, probably go somewhat closer to home. I know I don't need to be home. I've been away for like 3 years now, so kind of just chose the route I chose. So, and that was Michigan. Yeah, it's great. I'm very excited and ready to get things going.
Sweet, bro. All right, let's take a step backwards. So you were at BC. All right. It says you played 18 games, or were you hurt? Did you
Yeah,
play 18 games?
I played the 18 games. So
Yeah.
COVID, right, had like a big impact on the season. So usually you play like for instance this year I think I played 36 games.
Hmm.
So I think they played around, well, they had playoffs too, right? So probably they played around like 40 games, something like that. But yeah, no, I got back in their first game was UNH. I'm sorry, was it UNH or UMass Amherst? I think it was UNH or UMass Amherst, whatever it was. And I was out for like I want to say like a solid like month and a half, 2 months. So like we came back from Christmas break, um, and like things were just like things have changed. They brought in a transfer, Jack St. Ivany, good player and stuff like that. Just I was and they had Hellison, Marshall Warren, played at Michigan this year too. Good
Mhm.
player. Eamon Powell, really good high end defenseman that they weren't going to take out and stuff like that, and or if I wasn't going to get in front of, I could improve myself. I was injured, so I couldn't really get back in that uh role that I wish I was in. But it is what it is, and I wouldn't really I wouldn't change my path I took. So it's quite an interesting one, but kind of an exciting one at the same time.
Yeah.
So
Um, did they have fans back in that time, or was that like COVID when you guys didn't have any fans in
what
BC?
we
Did you guys have were there any fans when you were at BC, or was it
no,
COVID when it was?
yeah, no fans at all.
Oh wow.
No fans at all. Yeah, what's it called? They were like poster boards up in the stands, and there was like dogs all around. Like like some dogs in the like off like poster boards and like families and stuff like that who would all like donate to the school. But yeah, one funny one was like Mike Hardman was on my team. They put him in the stands with like dog ears or whatever it was. It was an inside joke, but yeah, no, he was quite the clown. So it was kind of
Yeah.
funny, but sucked I didn't get to really experience the whole Boston College like experience, like with the tailgating and
Hmm.
like the crowds at BC for the games and stuff like that. It's an unbelievable place to play, and yeah, sucks it didn't work out, but it is what it is.
But dude, you didn't get the BC, Massachusetts. You're a Massachusetts kid. You didn't get that, but you had ASU, which is a completely another story. That's a crazy. You probably even a better crowd, would you say? Or I don't
Yeah,
know,
yeah, no, it
better.
is. It is. It's
Yeah.
ASU was awesome. I knew so before I was going to ASU, I knew Josh Stone really well. From playing with him in Chicago and playing against him growing up and stuff like that. So, yeah, he's my best friend or whatever. So we go we when I went to ASU, I legit like just felt the mold or whatever, just fit the mold pretty well, and um, it was fucking awesome. Like I got there, had my core group of guys. I got in. It was you're treated like a king there. Like you walk in your room, you had your own like kitchenette, living room, own bathroom, and it was yeah. I mean, have in mind, there's four guys like basically in a room. Two of the other guys on our team lived like a door down from us, so it was an absolute like joke going on in that room. Like 24/7 guys would be coming in, like nude wrestling, all this shit. It was awesome. It was so funny. Watching movies all day, like, drinking beers. It was awesome. So yeah, man. But going there, I was like, wait, what's going on here? Like it just, it didn't like I wasn't like scared or anything or felt like out of place. I felt really comfortable and really met some like like basically some not basically, I met new best friends and it was awesome. So yeah, dude, my experience there was quite something, man. It was incredible. The partying, everybody's gonna ask about the partying. It was absolutely awesome. Like the pool parties, you had chicks in bikinis the whole time, legit like thongs on. It's a joke. They're basically nude, walking around the place nude outside. So like, yeah, it was like, all right, who's doing something tonight? Who's getting with this girl tonight? It was hilarious. So
Right on. That's what you
yeah.
want when you go to college.
Oh my God, right? That's the whole point. People
Yeah,
think people talk about grades and stuff, but you're gonna look back and be like, those are the memories I want. So,
yeah,
right?
exactly. And so at Boston College, did you find more guys like, was it more dialed in at Boston College and was ASU a little bit more like, all right, I'm in fucking party central in paradise? Or, were the Boston College guys just as, you know, rowdy, I
No,
guess?
no, the Boston College guys were great dudes. They were
Yeah.
actually really nice dudes. You know what though? Like I don't know what it was. Honestly, it's kind of a good question. I think the fact that BC is, it's BC. Like it's a big deal. You go there, you're the fucking man. Automatic, you just get respect based off of where you play. So like guys going in there, like you're gonna have some sort of an ego going in there, basically being like, I'm the man. I can do this, this, and this. So like, and hopefully I play. It'll be good and stuff. But yeah, like what's it called? Sorry, my buddy just pulled up. Yeah, I think at ASU, like there wasn't a ton of ego. Like everybody kind of was it was a really good culture where guys came together and like I think the biggest thing is like if you're spending a lot of time with guys on the team that you like don't think you're as close with, like you're just gonna get closer with them over time. So that was Arizona State. Like I got to know every kid like to like the heart. It was great. Whether we were drinking or just grabbing food after practice, like it was awesome. So
Yeah. Here's a question, and then I got a bunch of other questions for you before you go. But so at ASU, I don't know if it happens at all levels, but are there any like scratches, like continuous scratches where like you're like, oh, this guy isn't gonna play? Like, would you be around those guys? Would you get to know those guys?
yeah, yeah, absolutely. They're in the room every day. One kid, I don't know if I want to even say his name, but he's
Then
an
no, it's
unbelievable
fine.
kid. He's an Arizona kid. Um, fuck it, I'll say his name. David Heimovich. He's an unbelievable kid, and he got scratched throughout the year. He was the glue guy of the locker room throughout the week. So like you'd come into the rink and people would be like, "Where's Jaimo? Where is he?" Like he was missing actually from practice one day because he was sick, and I was like, I was looking for him like where is this fucking guy? I like this the locker room's dead. Like what's going on here? He's the funniest kid. Um, he's a good player too. It's just like there was some talent on ASU this year, and ASU finished up around like 20th. Like in the last four games are pretty tough to play, like knowing you're out. So it's kind of like, like a toss up. So you're around like 18 through 20. But yeah, man, like he's a good player, works really, really hard. But like he was one of the kids who was continuously scratched. I'm like, like, and I love Greg, but I was like, you know what? Like he's an Arizona kid. I wish he got more of a bone in that aspect. But you know what? Like that's just me being nice and wanting the best for the kid. But so not my team. I'm not in charge of who goes out and stuff like that. But he was an awesome kid, man. He was great. So yeah.
Yeah, that's a fair to move by you, talking to the coach. Um,
Yeah, no, he's and our coach is a good dude, man. He was phenomenal, great to me too, especially giving me a second chance to basically go to a place and run the table, which was what I did in the power play. So, um, it was awesome.
fucking right. And so back in the day when you were just committing there, um, how did ASU sell you? You know, you guys were playing in that. Was it kind of like a shit barn? Like it wasn't the best barn. Did you know that
It
they
was
were
like
getting Mullett?
yeah, it was like playing at a Pilgrim skating arena, like
Yeah.
except with like two sides. So like I was used to it. I was like, oh, this is gonna be fucking awesome. This is gonna be like pack of the rink night with Boston Manch, what they used to do back in the day, which is like hilarious. But no, it was much bigger than that, obviously. But um, yeah, it was great. The biggest piece that sold me was, and I had like a bunch of schools. Like it wasn't just like it wasn't like I just had Arizona State. That wasn't like the plan. Like I had BU right down the street. Actually Albie O'Connell, he's the defenseman coach there at ASU now. He was recruiting me to go to BU on a full scholarship and play like split power play time with the kid Dom Finsor, which was pretty special. I was like, oh wow, okay, like that's a big thing. It's also BU. Like, am I really gonna leave BC and go to BU though? Like, it would have been fucking awesome, I guess, with like the I guess like cloud or whatever it is. But like I don't like, it's cool. Yeah, it's great, but I don't really need that. Like I kind of wanted to get away, start something new, and then also like know that I'm gonna be the man at a place where I'm gonna put up some serious numbers and play a lot. And like I wanted there to be some, um, like what's it called, respect for me, like on the ice as a player, and the guys basically be like, okay, like this kid's legit. Like what happened at BC? What was his deal there? So yeah, it was obviously an unbelievable time and unbelievable choice by me. So yeah, now I wouldn't have anything, if it wasn't for ASU. Like I had pro deals this year, a lot of American League stuff and some NHL interest and stuff like that. Didn't work out, whatever. But like I think this is the correct path I'm taking right now. So yeah, it's only gonna go up from here. And I'm kind of a positive kid, so it's gonna stay on top of that goal.
Dude, right on. I think you'll go there. I think you'll make it. I mean, with that mindset, man, um, anything's possible with a good mindset.
Yeah,
But
absolutely, right?
yeah. And so what was it like knowing that you were gonna get one of the best freaking facilities in all of college hockey? What was that like knowing that Mullet was
It
coming?
it was outstanding. I got in trouble first day when their ice was up. I was the first one on the ice, which was kind of a no-no. But I was a little bit, I mean, and I'm immature. If you're not immature in college, I mean, there's something wrong with you. You got plenty of growing up to do when you leave college or whatever. But I was the first one on the ice, kind of a no-no. I do take that back going out there. But I think I was so fired up, just like all everybody else was. But I was so fired up for this rank, I actually couldn't sleep. Like I think it was like 3 nights in a row. Like I couldn't even sleep. I was so fired up to get on the ice because we were in the facility all day. I'm like, We got the nutrition station. We got all that. We got the recovery room. We got the hot tub. I'd be in there all day. We wouldn't even like. I wouldn't even go to class. I wouldn't have class. So I'm like, I'm going to the rink just to hang out. It was awesome. So, I went on the ice first. I got in trouble for it, obviously, through like the captains, and you know, I totally get it. They've been there and stuff like that. Played in Oceanside longer than me, so but yeah, man, it's outstanding. The atmosphere, students or whatever it is, the so we're looking for student, like
Student
it
section.
was student section. Yeah, sorry.
Mm.
Was absolutely outstanding. They did a whiteout the first night we were there versus Colgate. It was like it was our first game in Mullett. It was absolutely packed. I think they like oversold tickets. People were just crowding in at that point. Crazy. And then this past year we played U of A, their club team, just as an exhibition match. The place was so loud. I was like, this season's gonna be absolutely absurd. Like with like it's like turning into a hockey school. So like people loved it. People were like, "This is insane!" Like, where are you going? And I'm going to the hockey game, and then I'm going out on Mill Avenue. I'm getting crushed. Like it's the best. So, yeah, it definitely turned into something really special. And ASU, they're going to be an absolute powerhouse. Like in the next couple of years, man. I'm telling you, and this year too, they have a lot of guys coming in. So I'm excited to see what they can do with it, and I'll be rooting for them. Except on like October 12th, 11th, and 12th when we play them. But yeah, no, it'll be really special.
Dude, right on. And so what did you guys get at the Mullett facility? Was there a weight room? How'd the locker room look? Anything extra?
The locker, yeah, it was awesome actually. Like it was no Nodak. I don't think anybody has the Nodak facility, right? That place is bonkers, but um, man, it was all you needed and like the perfect setup, like to go out on the ice every day and shoot pucks and just get better. So they had the recovery room like right next to the lounge, which was great, huge lounge. Um, I think there had to be like a couple, like there was like bunch of chairs, food set up in the lounge, or whatever, for like to get meals after skate, like breakfast, lunch. The locker room, the dry stalls were beautiful, really nice. They had benches you could sit down in, like take your shoes off and stuff. Locker room itself was awesome. We had a ping pong table in the middle of the room, and then we put it away obviously when there was games and stuff like that. But that was a big piece of the team, was the ping pong table. Guys loved it. It was awesome. I suck, but everybody else was pretty good. What else was? I mean, the gym and our trainer were outstanding. Our trainer was outstanding. The gym was awesome too. It was just phenomenal. Huge turf down the middle. Then you had like 5 or 6 racks, cardio deck upstairs, like barbells, dumbbells. It was perfect. This is what you needed. Like if you look it up, you'll see a bunch of pictures of it. It was outstanding. And I may not be the biggest guy, but I feel like I got a lot stronger just being there. So it was great. So
Yeah.
awesome.
Dude, that's sick, man. Um, so I got a couple more questions for you before we run out of time.
Yeah.
So Arizona State, what kind of gear did you guys get?
So we got CCM. Everything had to be CCM. It didn't matter if you wore Bauer skates, True skates. You would get a custom CCM skate, custom to your foot. So, a lot of guys have some like Sillinger had like a one leg's bigger than the other, so we'd have like a lift in his skate or whatever. But his were like completely custom to his foot. He said they were unbelievable skates. So, CCM does a great job. But yeah, like CCM was great. Sticks were I liked the sticks too. I'm just still having a tough time having to change to Bauer. So I'm like, God, I kind of wish I could go back to it a little bit. But no, Bauer's awesome too. So I mean, I'm also excited at the same time. But that's the equipment piece we had to use, and then apparel off the ice was everything was Adidas. So it was pretty sick. You were walking around with Adidas backpacks, shirts, shorts, and then honestly, man, sandals. Like you didn't need sneakers like in Arizona. So it was you had the best slides ever. It was everything was perfect. Like if you can imagine like Division 1 college hockey and like what you want to wear and stuff, like what's cool, like that's what you would get. So it was great.
Sick, dude. And um, what kind of jerseys? Like, can you give us a rundown of like the jerseys that you would get in the color schemes?
Dude, It was outrageous. The jerseys, I don't even know how many combinations there were. It was unbelievable. I was able to take home like four jerseys. So I have my like ASU baseball one, my Vegas jersey that we wore in Las Vegas versus Nodak. Really cool game. And then what else? We wore our black uniforms, our gold uniforms. Dude, it was fucking crazy. Next year they're only gonna be able to have like two or three unis, just based off the NCHC, which blows. But man, like the amount of money and like shit that goes into that is nuts. Like I can't believe like how many jerseys they have. It was absurd. Pants, you get yellow pants, maroon pants, black pants, gray pants. Um, Everything was all set up. I think I had a total of when I was there, probably 20 pairs of gloves.
All
It was
different
crazy,
colors.
all different colors. I mean, all different just like schemes. So you have like a maroon pair, then you have a maroon pair with like yellow at the top, or you'd have a maroon pair with yellow on like the CCM logo. It was all different. So you'd have like legit like 18 to 20 pairs of gloves.
That's insane.
You know, granted they could be a little stingy about when you could use them. You know, you'd have to use your practice gloves and people would, bitch and complain. But no, like it man, like the unis there are ridiculous, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's like the Oregon of fucking college
It
hockey.
it is, and that's what it will be too. Like if you're a normal kid like now, like growing up and now having seen that like they've had good teams in the past and they've had a couple tournament runs and stuff like that, like why wouldn't you be like, you know what? No, fuck it. I'm getting out of here. I want to go to Arizona. It's nice there, the weather's there. You play in the Mullet, and there's hot broads everywhere. So it's like who wouldn't want to go there? It's like 2 + 2 is 4, right? So it's like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Hockey East is incredible. So I can't like take that away from anybody, but man, I just had a great experience there. So that's why
Yeah.
I definitely hyping the place up. So
Dude, yeah, it looks hype. I mean, I feel like it's gonna be the new wave. Like, yeah, you got this, Northeast, Hockey East and stuff, but you got the new wave of like the southern, states coming in with hockey. It's gonna be cool in the
yeah,
next
it was
10
awesome.
years. Next thing you know, we're gonna have fucking Alabama hockey.
It's
Fucking
gonna be that would be absurd. It'd be absurd,
yeah,
right?
exactly. SEC hockey is gonna be nasty. All right. Well, we got, 2 minutes left. I usually like to ask every Beer League Beauty guest, can you give us a rundown of your best goal and what you did for a celly?
My best goal. Was it in college? Does it have to be in college or
Yeah,
like when?
best goal in at ASU. Yeah.
Best goal at ASU. Okay. Um, I think my best goal and most like favorite goal was probably I scored from the point. This was not this past year, the year before. In Colorado College. It was absurd. I got so much shit for it. I scored from the point, just to like a one time or whatever went in, and went to the center ice and like we had a giant pitchfork in the ice. And they pitchforked the ice, like went down on it, like pitchforked it or whatever. So dumb looking back on it, but like it was so funny because they made so many edits out of it and stuff. Like it was kind of cool. But I get in the locker room like that Monday morning and like the fines were like I think the lowest fine was like $50 and I was like, oh my god, I'm fucked today. So I brought my wallet that day. It was great though. So I don't know, I
Dude,
definitely do it again just to get the shit and get the boys all together in the locker room. So
right on, dude. That's sick. Well, we got a minute left. Thanks a lot for having you. Um, Dude, great guest, man. Thank you.
yeah, thanks so much. Thanks guys for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. All right, I'm gonna end it right here. And if you want to stay on for 1 minute here.
Yeah, absolutely.